I will ask you this question. This is not a spoiler for anything that happened in the show, but it's more of like, I think, a topic of the season as the season went on.
Yeah.
If you are head of Star Wars, right? The dream of all of us to have you being there. I think if we all could do a spirit bomb type, all of our powers, all of our energy, it would be for General Kenobi to be running Disney Star Wars.
Appreciate that. Which, by the way, sorry to interrupt, but you reminded me. Do you ever see that meme? He's like, dude, guy walks into a room. He's like, dude, I finally figure out why all of us 30-somethings are so tired. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, because when we were kids, we gave all up energy to Goku,
all of it.
to make the spirit bomb.
I love that.
Just
like, watching Dragon Ball Z as a kid, you're just like...
Exactly, yeah. Exactly.
Your mom walks in like, oh, are you praying to God?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, but exactly.
Goku.
Just about, yeah. You will save us to our savior, Goku.
I love that.
So I thought that was hilarious. It just reminded me of that. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's good. I like that. So my question, you are running Star Wars now. You are running Disney Star Wars. Season 3 right now. Is this the end of, and I will actually also preface this. I don't know the answer to this question, but I feel like Pedro phoned in his voice for the season. I don't think he's been there. We haven't seen a helmeted off thing. I've seen behind the scenes of like the stunt people in the suits, but I'm like, It seems like a lot of stunt people. I feel like we just have like straight up people just doing the acting. So all that being said, Pedro costing what he costs. Do we think we stop with his story here and then going forward, The Mandalorian is kind of like a title we give to a show that focuses on a Mandalorian? Or do you want Din to continue in the story?
So I always wondered, especially with season 2, where we were going with the character, right? Because I'm like, okay, he, he sort of completed his quest, right? Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, well, now what, right? He got the Darksaber, but even then, I was like, I don't see the guy being, a Mandalore, right? The leader, the king, whichever way you want to call it.
Yeah,
I was like, his character doesn't, strike me as that. It still doesn't, to be honest with you. Like, it still doesn't seem that he has, any sort of aspirations to the throne, type of thing. And I think that's become even more apparent with Bo-Katan taking the lead this season. I think we are gonna start phasing out. Like, we've heard both things, I guess, at this point. We've heard that, if it's up to Favreau, he wants to keep the show running, forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's absolutely no way you can do that if you just focus on the one character. I think we all understand that. Right. Now, I don't know that the shift should have happened, this fast. I'd say maybe would have given it another season to sort of ease us into it. But the Mandalorian does not mean Din Djarin anymore. I think we're, good or bad, that's what we're getting this season for sure. Mm-hmm. So with that said, I don't know where Grogu is either. Like where is he going? I was hoping for some character development, when he wasn't with Din Djarin. That's the hope that I saw. And then we got 30 seconds of them being away, and that was it. They're right back into the same formula.
Yep.
So I think it is time to start, one, accepting, two, looking forward to whoever else is gonna, sort of bear the title, right, of the Mandalorian. I've always liked Bo-Katan, the character since Clone Wars. So I'm not even like, saying, oh, she doesn't deserve anything. Like, yeah, it's a good story. Like, this is a story that I wanted to see. I just don't know that I wanted to see it in this space, right? Specifically for this show. Mm-hmm. But I did want to see it. There was a lot of like unanswered questions after Rebels. So I have been enjoying the story. It's just, it is, again, very obvious that Din Djarin is not the main character anymore. How do you get back to it? That's the question, right? You've led us on this path, and I don't think there's an easy way to get us back,
Sorry, I have to say it.
Yeah.
A path I cannot follow.
Exactly. So you're definitely going down a path I cannot follow, and you're breaking my heart.
Yeah.
But So yeah, I get it. I mean, I guess like you brought it up and you hit it, right on the head with Pedro being one, a lot more popular, two, a lot more expensive, right? So they're like, hey man, he he can show up for 30 seconds and that's it. That's all we need him
Mm-hmm.
for,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I don't think they'll kill him off, or at least not just yet, anyway. But I think he might be the new Luke. He might be the, hey, we need to raise up, the ratings a little bit this
Mm-hmm.
time. Okay, sprinkle a little bit of Din Djarin here and there,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's it. He'll come back for the movie, for Dave Filoni's movie. I'm sure he probably is already under contract for that.
Mm-hmm.
And that might be the Natasha Romanoff of the of this sort of Avengers,
Mm-hmm.
and that might be the time, right, when we see the jarring exit. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm not too sure which direction they're going with, but I think it's fairly safe to say that, yeah, Din Djarin at some point, sooner rather than later, will be phased out, from being center stage.
Yeah. I think they screwed up by Baby Yoda, because I refuse to say his government name.
Yeah.
They screwed up by making him age so slowly, because I think, if I was calling the shot, this season would have been I would have almost, I hate to say it, I almost would have done like a Force Awakens thing. Like the Mandos, all of them, they finally come together. They're on Mandalore. One last stand. Actually, nix that. It's more of a Last Samurai, Tom Cruise. They all make that one last stand. They're like, hey, we're going to take out the Empire. Like, this is where they are. This is what we're going to do. We're going to take the Empire out. They're in the Outer Rim. They all die. All of them. All of them eat it. And then Baby Yoda escapes. And he's kind of like, he has the helmet. Again, the helmet's too big for him. But he's like, I will carry this. And
Right.
But he's aging as the seasons are going. I think that would have been how I would have done it if it was me. But, or Rogue One, they all die at the end, but yet the dream lives on, type of thing.
Yeah.
But that's, I don't think we're gonna get that, but I think it would have been cooler. I do think you write yourself into a corner with Baby Yoda not aging, really.
Yeah.
So it's like, even though he has the IG-12, it doesn't change anything there. And the part I think that has pissed me off since day one, that at this point I'm good on Mando, is I'm like, he sucks as a fighter. Like
Yeah.
every season he almost dies like 10 times.
Yeah.
Barely gets out of there because somebody else saves him. And I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of ready for somebody else to be the Mandalorian. Like I'm good.
Yeah, like I said, and we saw a lot of that, this episode. I don't necessarily felt that he stood out, like you said, in the fight, right? No more so than Mando number 3 with the orange helmet, right?
Yeah.
Unnamed Mando here.
Yeah.
We know who did stand out quite a bit. Was
Mm-hmm.
obviously, one was Bo-Katan leading them. Two was Paz Vizsla, just being a freaking beast.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like you said, I didn't really feel that Din has improved in any way, shape, or form. If anything else, he's maybe have actually gotten worse.
Yeah.
Remember that episode? It was at season 1 when they break out the dude from the prison transport, and all of his team are like, no, let him do it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He goes like nuts on those droids. I was like, yes, like look at that dude, right?
Yeah.
And then I don't think we saw that again.
No, there's one more time. There's one more time where he was badass, and that was when he actually was stripped of the Beskar to do that episode with the Bill Burr episode.
Yeah.
And he fights those pirates on the transport. I love that how they keep repeating the whole, like, there's a train or something, or a vehicle.
Exactly.
We got to fight on top of it.
Yeah.
Heist thing.
Yeah.
But he held his own. I'm like, oh, this dude can fight. Like, let him do that throughout the show.
Right.
And I just feel like they just keep relying on the Beskar for some odd reason. He doesn't even want the dark saber. I'm just like, what? Who needs this guy at this point?
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, especially now that we got more Mandos. But no, I agree. And again, I don't know if he's gonna go on like a Ronin type of trip that he's gonna come back, one man army type of thing again. And he's like, oh, I've seen some stuff, and I've had to train and blah blah blah. And since it was just me, I've become that much better of a fighter. They could always try to do that, and explain his absence for next season or part of next season. But we'll see. I like you said, it was obvious that the Darksaber was just not working for him.
Yeah.
That part I actually did enjoy, because that was something in the lore before. That it's each lightsaber, not just the Darksaber, each lightsaber is like borderline conscious.
Yes.
Like the kyber crystal has like some sort of like, exactly like like a consciousness, right? So almost. And so I always liked that, and it was accentuated with the Darksaber, right? Just because it's like a symbol that gets passed down.
It's heavier than I thought.
Energy constantly flows through the crystal. That sword is old, heavy, but powerful.
So I was actually very much okay with him not wielding it proper. But yeah, they're like, okay, well, then what does he do, right? Like what is special? He carries Grogu, and now he doesn't even do that. So why what's his job right now?
What's his point?
Yeah.
No, it's true.